Okay, we're going to look at some of these problems that you'll get on the worksheet coming up. Okay, let's look at these. There's a couple of these are like multi-steps using trigonometry. Okay, so let's look at number 28 here. Okay, let me get a pen and we'll start looking at number 28. All right. So in this one, I kind of want to use a red pen. Okay, so can we find W? Yes, we can find W. Okay, because you can recognize that 56 is given, and relative to 56, that's the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So we have that would be the tangent of 56 is equal to 10 over W. Okay. And then we would have over here, this angle is 34, okay? And what we're after here is trying to find x, okay? But, okay, we don't know x, but x is not a side of a right triangle. W and x is the side of a right triangle. So if I'm going to work this one out, I'm going to say, well, relative to 34, 10 is opposite. So I'm going to use the tangent of 34 is equal to 10 over x plus w. Okay, so then when I look at that, okay, I've got the tangent of 34. That is allowing me to find w. So let me find w first. So w would equal effectively 10 over the tan of 56. I think you should agree to that. Okay. Now, of course, I have to go to my calculator. I'm going to say, what is 10 divided by the tan of 56? So 10 divided by the tan of 56. And we'll see exactly what that is equal to. That is equal to 6.75, let's call it. Okay, so that's W is equal to 6.75. And now I'm going to have, okay, when I cross multiply here, I have what x is, okay? I'm going to find what the tangent of 34 is. So the tangent of 34, so I'm going to have x plus w times the tangent of 34, okay, is equal to 10, okay? Now, basically, this might be easier to solve if I just say x plus w is going to equal 10 divided by the tan of 34, okay? And then I already know what w is, so then I can find what x is going to be, okay? So let's go to our calculator again, okay, and figure out 10 divided by the tan of 34. 10 divided by the tan of 34. And see that gives me, okay, let's get the decimal value of that. Sorry about this. 14.83. So this is equal to 14.83. 14.83 is x plus w. And since w is 6.75, I can subtract that from 14.83 and find my x value. Okay? And again, a multi-step problem. You got to watch them, okay? Let's look in this grouping, okay? These are going to try to ask you to recognize some angle values and approaches to take, okay? So if I'm looking at number 35, let's say, okay, it says if x is equal to 2, I'm going to replace that with 2. What is y? Well, then if that's 2, then I can see that y is going to be the inverse tangent of 6 over 2, which is inverse tan of 3, okay? And I think the rest of these can be solved in that same kind of fashion. If I look down here, let's say at number 40, okay, it says, what is x if y is 30? Well, if y is 30, okay, then that means I have my right angle here. I've got 60 over here. So I've got the side opposite the 30 to be 6. So the side opposite the 60 would be 6. That would be that value times, this would be 6 to the root of 3 in that case. Okay, so that's what you want to do on those. Recognize some of those right triangles at that. Okay, here's some interesting problems. Okay, down here. All right, let's take a look. Okay, let's just take a break and we'll come back. Okay, we're back. We're going to look at this number 22 and 24 here. Okay, now in 22, okay, look at what we're after. Okay, we're after, it says find the values of W and X. Okay, so we have a couple things going on. Here we have parallels. Okay, that might be of help. Okay, but we also know we got a 30, so we also know we got a 60 here. Okay, 30, 60, 90. Which means W and the hypotenuse of that 30, 60, 90 is 6. So that would mean W is equal to 3. Now, having W, we can now look at that triangle over there that contains side W, the angle X in question, 3, 4, and the angle X, of course, is going to be relative to the angle X. 3 is the adjacent side, and of course 4 is the hypotenuse. So we're going to use the cosine of X and say that that is equal to 3/4, or of course X equals the inverse cosine of negative, the inverse cosine is 3/4. Okay, and you can of course find that. Okay, let's go over here to 24 next and see how we're going to set that up. Okay, here we're having a isosceles triangle because both sides are equal, which means both angles are equal, which means that this angle here is 42. Okay, and then of course we also have then that these two triangles are equal because we'll actually pick up that as a right angle, and the complement of 42 is 48 up here. Okay, so that now, okay, we know that these two triangles are congruent. Okay, we can find W, of course, using the cosine. So the cosine of 48 is going to equal W over 102. So that'll find for us whatever W is. W is equal to 102 times the cosine of 48. Now, having W, okay, we can find out, even without W, we could find this length and reason that that length is half of X. So that length, if we call P, okay, we could use relative to 48, we could use the sine of 48. Let's say the sine of 48 is that value P, so let's put it that way. The sine of 48 is equal to P over 102. And of course that would find for us P, so P would equal 102 times the sine of 48. And of course X would equal to 2 times P. Okay, so that's how you would approach some of those problems. We'll come back with another video to entertain some of the other problems there.